Welcome back, everyone. It's a Tier 7 game encounter mode on Red Shire. I'm driving the American Tier 6 light tank, the T37. You may have heard me say this before in other videos, but this is very quickly one of my favorite little tanks to drive. Nice gun, good view range, good mobility. Means this tank, even though it's a light tank, has some pretty serious potential for affecting the outcome of the whole game if it's played carefully. But really its biggest asset is the fact that it has a 385 meter view range and decent camo. So if you pull into a bush like, say, this one, except your binoculars and a camouflage net, you're very hard to spot, and you can see, well, I can see, well, technically past the view range cap, which just means I burn through camo much better. And spot people like this unfortunate Tiger 1. And we're just going to pull out into third-person view here for a moment so you can see what happens to the Tiger 1. Behind me I've got two E25s and a Stug and I think a Comet who are all shooting at that Tiger 1. He's barely got a chance to run out of his base, and yeah, looks like he's about out of the game. There he goes. So, enemy Tier 7 heavy tank eliminated in the first 20 seconds of battle because he got spotted by a forward deployed light tank. Understandably, he's not too happy about it. I am though. That was 1500 spotting damage I just got right there. So, still chilling. But with the Tiger taken out like that, I know their enemy tanks going that way. I'm starting to think that they might have abandoned this flank rather than risk driving through that gauntlet that just took out the Tiger. So I want a T29 that there is an E25 somewhere near him. That's the only other tank we saw go that way. And then just wait to see how the game develops a bit. It's a bit boring. Sometimes being a light tank, you just sort of chill in bushes and let other people do all the fun stuff. But you're just waiting for, trying to keep your tank alive until at least half the enemy team is dead. And then that's when you generally get to start having some real fun. So now I'm going to go see if I can help this T20 on this KV3 dig out this E25. But I have to be careful. There's still a whole bunch of enemy tanks that have not yet been spotted, and some of them are packing a lot of firepower. The Oni, the SU-100Y. Either one of these could quite easily basically tear my tank inside out with one shot. So I'm trying to be very careful here. Well, I don't hit the E25, but he does get jumped by the T29. And that's when suddenly I spot a new set of targets. There's a Stug that's running across over here. Unfortunately, he's at rather long range, and I'm just terribly misjudging both his speed and the speed of my shell, so every single one of these is missing. When I finally do get one right, yeah, it bounces off. Ooh, Comet, much more lightly armored than the Stug, even though he's 2 tiers higher. Much more delicious. I'm gonna just sit here and start laying into him because he's threatening all of my supporting tank destroyers. And sure enough, my fire drives him back down into a lower part of the ridge line. She knew, nice thinly armored target. I really want to try and get a kill on that Sherman, but he's vanished. Somebody's in the cap circle. I guess just head that way and get some spotting. Oh, the Shinu is right there. Alright, well, waste a shell on him, but he's dead. I'm spotted, so I'm now moving for some cover. It's a good thing, too, because that 130mm shell from the SNOY was definitely meant for my tank. I'm very lucky that he missed. Of course, I miss in turn, but, yeah, these things happen. It's really becoming clear the enemy team is almost entirely concentrated in the center and western flank, so our T29 and KV3 are getting to roll freely into their starting area. Too bad there's no artillery, they could probably take it out. Oh, there's that 200Y again. And of course I flubbed that shot completely, but I finally get a successful shot into him. Leave one just over 200 health. Should be an easy kill for someone now. Now, once again, light tank, job, find things, spot them. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to light this whole southern part of the ridge up for my heavy tanks and my tank destroyers to shoot at. Hello, little 12-ton. Michelle. Now this is very dangerous. He can actually clip me very quickly, but luckily my allies are paying attention and they're able to take him out before he does too much damage to my T37. Do little evasive maneuvers along here. Looks like we're doing pretty well. Oh, there's that SU-100Y again. Maybe I can sneak up on him and take him out. Oh, there's the Oni. Hiding in the back. Well, SU-100Y is down. Sling a shot the Oni, but from the front. Why am I even wasting ammunition? Other than two enemy tanks are over there, but it's really into cleanup mode now. We've got a pretty heavily outnumbered, so I'm going to go over there. And I'm going to try and get the Oni's attention, get his attention off my heavy tanks, because he is easily the most powerful machine here. Potentially rivaling even the T-29 for simple sheer ridiculousness. And I can see he's using the derp gun, so he's carving up my T-29 pretty good. Hello! Takes up my T-29, and now it gets kind of funny. I'm sitting here on his side, shooting at him. Check this out. My tank is so short, he cannot actually get his gun down on me. Now he's doing the right counter maneuver. He's running for the nearest piece of solid cover I can't drive around. I'm trying to keep him from getting there, but his tank is just too big. And so he's able to wedge his back against it before I completely kill him. Luckily, he whiffs his shot on me, and I get to finish him off. Yeah, that was kind of delicious. I just took 2/3 of the health, maybe a little more than 2/3 of the health off of a tier 7 heavy tank, and he couldn't even retaliate. Alright, my enemy left. It's a T-29, of course. He's right there, and he's looking at me! Dodge! Okay, that's a little better, but I'm still going to keep running for cover. No, I'm not going to waste ammunition on the front of a T-29. Just not worth it. So hide for a little bit. Let the team know the T-29 was looking at me. Now I'm just trying to figure out what he's up to. Oh, he's turned around. It looks like he's chasing an E-25, so that means I have to go in pursuit. As soon as I figure this out. Here we go. The E-25 is actually platooned with another E-25. I think he's actually trying to bait the T-29 into coming out in front of his buddy. He's going to succeed. He's not going to like it very much, though, because T-29s, well, shooting on the move is something they do. And watch how much damage he takes from the barrage from the other E-25 before he's able to make a piece of hard cover. 3 shots. Load the APCR, James. I want to make sure we get this one. Ow! Oh well, take a while to reload. It will not take me a while to reload. Finish the match with the final kill. That one, oh, that was a lot of fun to do. Let's take a look at the post-game stats of that one. So that match was hilarious. Not really a lot to say right here. I mean, you can see did some okay spotting, in particular on that poor Tiger tank. It did actually spot for all 1,500 hit points of his tank, the poor guy. Plus I got almost another 800 spotting off of various other vehicles. Also did almost just over 2,000 damage total. Over half of that was off of a single tank. That unfortunate Oni feasted on him for about 1,100 hit points, plus getting hits on various other targets throughout the game, as you saw. For the team stats, hilariously stupid high score because, well, 2,000 spotting plus 2,000 actual damage shows that I had a dominant role in this entire match. But, that's to be expected. The T37 is effectively, in Tier 7, a top-tier vehicle. It's just a top-tier vehicle with very, very few hit points. But because of that, I had to play a big role in this particular match. Just like to point out, some of the enemy tanks actually did really, really well. The Jagdpanzer IV, the Comet, the SU-100Y, T-29, Tiger P all had excellent matches. The Oni actually surprises me. It looks like he was hiding in that back corner for most of the game because all the damage he got was by blasting away at our T-29 for the entire match. So he was not using his heavy tank very well, in my particular opinion. He really should have gone up to Heavy Tank Alley, where he could have sat there with his frontal armor facing everyone, where he would have been just next best thing to Invincible, and blown everyone away. It's not like there was any artillery he had to worry about. But instead, he chose to camp in the back, and, well, by the time we made contact with him, most of his team was already dead. He didn't have the support he needed to protect his flanks, which allows opportunistic light tanks to dive in, get on his sides, and then just feast on his on his unfortunate vehicle. And then finally there's the personal stat screen. 32 shots fired, 23 hits. A little bit derpy, but the gun is nice, but it's not perfectly accurate. 19 pens, most of those of course because I was side-hugging an unfortunate Japanese heavy tank. Still took a whole bunch of hits, thankfully most of them were small caliber hits from the 12-ton, or I would have had a lot less tank left by the end of the match. Made a nice profit, 34,000 credits. Good thing with light tanks, they are frequently pretty inexpensive to run, and so you can make, on good matches like this, you can make some pretty good profit. And because it was my daily double, I walked away with 4,000 XP and 202 free XP. I hope you all enjoyed watching that match. Good game, and good night.